Good morning, class 7. Today we will do a new chapter in supplementary reader, The Tiny Teacher. This chapter is about ants. You must have seen ants at home. You must have seen ants moving around. They are very hard working. Ants have a very hard working lifestyle. They work from day till night. They have different activities to perform. Let us read in this lesson. Though so very small, the ant is unbelievably intelligent and hard-working. Among the various kinds, the commonest ant is black or red. I am very sure you must have seen black or red ant at home. Ants live in comfortable homes called ant hills. Underline this line. Ant hills are the homes of ants. Name the smallest insect you have seen and the wisest. Is it the fly? No, it isn't. Is it the mosquito? No, not the mosquito. Then it must be the worm. No, none of these. It is the ant, the commonest, the smallest, but the wisest insect. So we must remember that ant is considered the wisest insect. Although it appears to be very common, it appears to be the smallest, but it is the commonest, it is the wisest insect. The story of an ant's life sounds almost untrue. When you will read the story of the ant or the ant's life, you will find that it might be untrue, but it is not. All things written here, all descriptions about the ant is true. But people have kept ants as pets and have watched their daily behavior closely. This line is very important. How people come to know that the stories about ants are true or untrue. People have kept ants as pets and they have watched their daily activities, their daily behavior very closely. That is why we have come to this conclusion that the stories about ants are all true. So we know a number of facts about this tiny, hardworking and intelligent creature. An ant uses its feelers or antennae to talk to other ants by passing messages through them. Like us, like human beings, ants can't speak, but they use their feelers or antennae to talk to each other and pass messages through them. Watch a row of ants moving up or down the wall. You must have observed. If you have not, you can observe now. If ants, there are several ants, they move in a line, they move in a row and climb up the wall or come down. Each ant greets all the others coming from the opposite direction by touching their feelers. Now, if you have time at home and if you see a line of ants moving up the wall, climbing up the wall, you can just see and observe that when they meet the other ants who are coming from the opposite direction, they greet each other by touching their feelers. There are many kinds of ants. The commonest among them are the black or red ones. We have seen them since we were children, isn't it? You also must have seen ants since your childhood, but haven't paid enough attention to them. Where do they live? In their comfortable homes called nests or ant hills. Underline this. The comfortable homes of the ants are called their nests or their ant hills. Each has hundreds of little rooms and passages. Each home has hundreds of rooms or passages. In some of these rooms, the queen ant lays eggs. Others are nurseries for the young ones called grubs. The nurseries where young ants live, very tiny ants, the baby ants live, those are called as grubs. Workers have their reserved quarters. That means the worker ants, the hard working worker ants have their own separate reserved quarters or rooms. They spend most of their time searching for food. Who spends? The worker ants. They spend most of their time searching for food. Some rooms serve as storehouses for this food. Some rooms serve as storehouses for this food. The food which is collected by the worker ants is stored in some rooms which serve as storehouses. Soldiers have separate barracks. There are some soldier ants also. They have their separate places called barracks. No worker has ever tried to live in a soldier's house. That means they don't interfere in each other's places. They have their separate places to live and they occupy only that area. No worker ant has ever tried to live in a soldier's house. No soldier has ever gone out searching for food. So it shows that they not only live in their specified area but they also do their specified jobs. They don't interfere in each other's job. The worker ant collects food, the soldier ant protects other ants. No soldier ant has ever gone for searching food because it is not its work. It is the work of the worker ant. No worker or soldier or cleaner has ever harmed a grub. Grub means the tiniest ant, the baby ants. So they do their work in such a way that the grubs are not harmed. So you see, an ant's life is very peaceful. Ants' life is called peaceful because they do their specific work, they live in their specific places and they take good care of each other. Each does its share of work intelligently and bravely and never fights with other members of the group. They are peaceful, they love peace and they don't fight with each other. Now there are some questions. These questions you will answer in the book only. You can write the answers with a pencil. The story of an ant's life sounds almost untrue. The italicized phrase means highly exaggerated, too remarkable to be true, not based on facts. The correct answer is too remarkable to be true. So you can put a tick mark. Complete the following statements. An ant is the smallest, the commonest, but the wisest insect. An ant is the smallest, the commonest, but the wisest insect. Next is, we know a number of facts about an ant's life because. Now this answer is given on the first page of your lesson in the first paragraph. Because people have kept ants as pets and have watched their daily behavior closely. Because people have kept ants as pets and have watched their daily behavior closely. In what ways is an ant's life peaceful? You can get the answer from this page itself. Ant's life is peaceful because each does its share of work intelligently and bravely and never fights with other members of the group. Ant's life is very peaceful because each does its share of work intelligently and bravely and never fights with other members of the group. Now let us proceed with the chapter. The queen is the mother of the entire population of the colony. The queen ant, is the mother of the entire population of the colony. Which colony? The ant colony. It lives for about 15 years. Who lives? The queen ant. The life of the queen ant is for about 15 years. It has a pair of wings but bites them off after its wedding flight. This flight takes place on a hot summer day. Again, I am reading this. It has a pair of wings. The queen ant has a pair of wings but bites them off after its wedding flight. Flight means when it takes a flight or when it flies on a hot summer day. The queen leaves the nest and goes out to meet a male ant or drone high up in the air. On its return to earth, it gets rid of its wings and then does nothing but lay eggs. So wedding flight here means what? When the queen ant on a hot summer day flies to meet a male ant high up in the air, this is known as wedding flight. And then what does it do? It returns on the earth, and on its return journey it gets rid of its wings. It bites them off, it gets rid of its wings and then does nothing but lays eggs. Eggs hatch and grubs come out. Little tiny ants, the baby ants, come out from the eggs. Soldiers guard them. Soldiers guards the baby ants. Workers feed and clean them. So you can see every ant has its own specific role to play. They do their specific jobs. Soldiers guard them. Workers feed and clean them and also carry them about daily for airing, exercise and sunshine. 2 or 3 weeks later, grubs become cocoons. Now they become a little bigger in size and they become cocoons and lie without food or activity for 3 weeks more. Then the cocoons break. Now the cocoons become bigger. The cocoons break and perfect ants appear. So what is the stage? The first stage is of the grub. Then grubs become cocoons and lie without food or activity for 3 weeks more. Then the cocoons break and perfect ants appear. That means they come out of the cocoon. Now it's time for teaching and training. Now since they have become perfect ants, now they will learn something. They will get training in some of the activities. New ants, that is the newly mature ants, they learn their duties from old ants as workers, soldiers, builders, cleaners, etc. So all those who were already soldier ants, worker ants, cleaner ants, they give training to the new ants. Training in what? Training as workers, soldiers, builders, cleaners, etc. After a few weeks training, the small ants are ready to go out into the big world of work. After their training is over, then they are ready to go out and to do their work in the world. An ant hill is a home not only for ants but also for some other creatures. An ant hill is a home not only for ants but also for other creatures. Beetles, lesser breeds of ants and the green fly. So in the ant hills, not only the ants live but beetles, lesser breed of ants and green fly also live. Why do ants want these alien creatures to live in their nests? Why do they allow these creatures also to live in their nests? For several reasons. Some give off smell pleasant to the ants' senses. Now, these are the reasons why they allow the green fly, the beetles, or lesser breeds of ants to live with them. Why? Because some give off pleasant smell, which is very nice, which is very soothing to the ants' senses. Others give sweet juices, and some are just pets or playthings like cats and dogs to human beings. Like we human beings keep cats and dogs as pet animals so that we can play with them. Similarly, some ants or some other creatures appear to be as pets to these ants. The green fly is the ant's cow. Remember, the green fly is the ant's cow. The ants train it to give honeydew like milk. Like cow gives us milk, similarly the green fly gives honeydew to the ants with a touch of their antennae. They touch them with their antennae and the green fly gives honeydew. They milk it just as we milk the cow. Have humans learned as much as ants have? Perhaps they have, but they haven't put their learning to good use. Who haven't put? Human beings. Although we have learned some good things from ants, but we have not made good use of those things which we have learned. They may still learn a few things from this tiny teacher. Hard work, sense of duty and discipline, cleanliness, care for the young ones, and above all, a firm loyalty to the land where they live. So, although we have learned some good things from the ants, but the writer says that there are still many good things to learn from ants. What are the things we must learn? We must learn to do hard work. We must learn to have sense of duty. That means we must fulfill our duty on time. We must have a disciplined life. We must live in clean surroundings. We must follow cleanliness in our life. We must take care of our young ones, and above all, a firm loyalty to the land where they live. That means we must be loyal to that land where we live. Which land we are living in? We are living in India. We are living in our motherland. So we should have hard work, we should have discipline, we should have cleanliness. Then we must take care of our young ones. We must fulfill our duties sincerely, and above all, we must be sincere and loyal to our motherland where we live. So we have seen that although ant is the smallest creature, but it has a disciplined life. It is a very hard working insect. It does its duties which has been assigned particularly. It does not fight with each other. It lives in its specified places. It does not interfere in each other's surroundings, and thus the writer says that we must learn many good things from this tiny teacher. Now children, the questions which are given here from question 1 to 5, you will find the answers in the PDF. Please write these questions from 1 to 5 which are on page number 5. You will do them in your classwork copies. Thank you children.